So I've got my plate all flat, all cleaned up. I need to make a new handle, and I'll start working on the plate and the handle at the same time here for what I'm doing with the plate. But the handle, I'm going to use the corner of this piece of cherry. It's a little over 4/4, it's almost 6/4, and I have these knots here that I'm not going to use this board in any great capacity for, and it's got a kink right here. So I'm going to use this little corner, and I'm going to end up staining it, which I'm not usually a fan of staining them, but for the look I think I'm going to darken it up quite a bit. So I'm going to use cherry, and the handle, the grain running is the way that I want it to run right here to match the original handle. But also the handle had its own complications in shaping and drying out. And so I'm going to actually make some small modifications to it just to suit my own aesthetics. But this will be the basic direction that I'm running. So I'm going to trace this out, modify my design, and then cut it out and do all the mill work on it. Fancy stuff. So here's the board that I planed and smoothed out, and I'm looking at the grain structure of where I want that to line up with and how much room I need for this extra part of the horn. So that's why I allowed this board not to cut this way, but so that I can actually make the grain run straight in the handle here and straight across the back like was done before. So I'm going to ride that out this way and put the back horn there so I can kind of flare some stuff out. So I think that's kind of what the basic shape would be like here. And I'm just making up this back part as I go. I have a similar handle, and what I've been measuring off of is the interior space here if I want to measure that off. So here's one that I've restored for a different project a long time ago and never finished the saw plate for it. But this has a similar size grip inside. So I'm just double checking that's about right. We could make it even a little smaller, but I think that'll be okay. We'll make it in here somewhere. I just want that shape to look natural. Now I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a couple little flares here and there. I may add some little drop-in details. Like I think I'm going to make this peek in a little further. Okay. So I think that's about it. This will be the shape. See there? So I'm just gonna cut this out, cut that out, and start making it fancy. right, so here's where we're at. I have the old handle, the new handle. I left it intentionally a little thick for some extra shaping in there. I've got my holes drilled and countersunk for the heads of the brass, which I need to clean up and do. I'm still determining. We'll see if I add any other like fun little details. I've been thinking about putting a little niche notch in here. So we'll see. There's evidence of something here, but I know that it's probably just a dent and an accident, but there's a lot of little details in here I hopefully can kind of amp up just for myself. So let's get to shaping this handle. So for all of the shaping, I have my tools set up. I have a series of files and rasps. I have a couple of floats. I have a Shinto rasp for the rough stuff around the back. And for the inside, I have my handle rasp here. So this is curved. It's from Gramercy Tools, and it has no teeth on the back. This is so that when you're rasping or shaping the inside of the handle, you don't accidentally damage the other face, which is super, super handy. So I use this regularly for that task. Now I also have some needle files and some other little things, and some sandpaper or whatnot that will try and get it all shaped up for us. Alright, so I've got some of these faces cleaned up. And what I'm doing here is I'm laying out the bevels that were on the original. And I'll be changing these to make them suit me or suit a better hand. But also down here I'm going to make a little kink. And I can always take it away and make it more delicate, but I think it'd be kind of interesting, specifically with what's going on the plate. So I've done this to the front and to the back. You can see my lines there. So now I will file my bevels to there. Now, before I do that, I'm going to score the front of this as a marking line for cutting the slot for the plate. So the plate's going to cut across that whole area right there. Now I'll have to clean up this face before I put that line on there, but I'll go ahead and do that. So I've got the two faces here, approaching my line. I've got the little kink cut in here that I want to add. And you can see this shape is what I need to address next. So if I go ahead and rasp this, that is a lot of rasping work. So what I do is actually I'm going to carve out some of this first and then rasp to the line. And then rasp out this stuff up here. got most of the file work done here. Got a little knot right there, but I think that'll get covered up. So now it's on to some sanding. So I'll be sanding up through the grits, starting with 100 grit and sanding up all the profiles. I'm not going to put the chamfers on yet. After all the surface sanding, then I'll put chamfers on so they're nice and crisp. I was, for a moment, thinking about putting some wheat or something on here, but with how decorative the plate is, I think I'm going to reserve that for another saw. I also thought about adding some ornamentation, but I think this little, I don't know what you want to call it, little jut and how sharp these are going to be is really nice. So that'll fit well. So, time for a lot of sanding. Alright, so after some hand sanding, here's where we're at with our handle. Here's the front face and the rear face with a nice finger pull. Nice movement for knuckles, no scraping or anything else. I added a couple details, like you can see this little hitch right here, as well as what I do to almost all my saws. This edge is critical to me. Now, the reason it's critical to me is the palm of the hand right here, that's where it presses. And you'll find on a saw, a cheap saw, that'll be square or angled and it digs into your palm. At least for me it does. So I always cut that and clip that and round it. Now, also it keeps the damage from happening where these break out as easily. So I've got this profiled nice and smooth. So now it's time to think about the finish on this. I'm gonna do some test finishes and I'll share those with y'all. But then lastly here, I'll cut the slot. Now sometimes people will cut this slot before finishing them, but I find it best to do it now and do any cleanup afterwards. So this is at a 220 grit finish right now. I'll do 400 on the inside of the end grain and the outside here, so that the finish is a lot more even and not so light and dark on a bunch of saws that you see.